everybody, it's Emily at ARG Schooling, and it is time to choose my August TBR. I don't even know how this happened anymore. I have no idea what time means anymore. What even is time? Because this has felt like the longest, but also the shortest year. I don't know how to explain that. But anyway, I'm gonna choose a prompt from my handy dandy TBR jar so that I can try to read my shelves. I've been doing okay with this. At least 1 to 2 books a month are based on these prompts. Sometimes I do really well, sometimes not that well, but I'm always trying. I'm gonna pick 2 because I am a mood reader and I want options. So let's see what we're gonna be reading this month. Okay, hold on. Let me just read both of them and then I'll decide. Okay, no, all right. I'm going to go with the first one. I'm going to be reading sci-fi this month because the second one I pulled is Ruta Sepetys, and I've already read everything on this list except for one book. So I don't want to, I'm going to pull that out of the jar completely because I don't need that prompt anymore. But I do have a lot of sci-fi. I don't know that I was specifically in the mood to read sci-fi, but there is a lot of options on my list that I am definitely curious about. So I'm gonna go scavenge my shelves. If you are a channel member, you can go check out my TBR scavenger hunt I always film as I peruse my shelves and pull together a TBR based on my TBR jar prompt as well as the challenges and things that I'm doing. So I'm gonna go film that. So why don't you pause this video, go watch that. If you're not a channel member, why not? You should definitely check it out. We have a book club and a Discord where we can chat. We have fun extra videos like the TBR scavenger hunt and a book club that I'm doing with my husband where I'm making him read my favorite books. He is not a reader. It is an interesting time. So you should check it out and see if it's worth it to you to become a channel member. I would greatly appreciate it, and I always want new friends. So without further ado, let's go put together a TBR. Bye. TBR has been pulled together. I've got a lot of things, but before I get into that, I'm going to tell you what we're reading for book club. The ARG Booked Book Club is going to be reading The Art Thieves by Andrea L. Rogers this month, and I cannot really tell you a lot of detail about this because I haven't really read the synopsis much. I know this has to do with somebody coming back from the future to warn about something that's about to happen. I know it has to do with a bunch of teenagers because this is YA and it's indigenous, and that is not a great description. I am sorry. This is like a cli-fi novel, climate fiction. So I just have a really good feeling about it. I think it's going to be something that gives us a lot to chat about. So Tanya and I will be reading this in August. I hope you will pick up a copy and read along with us, and then we will have our live discussion on the first Saturday of September. So grab a copy and read along. Let's talk about sci-fi. I feel like I prefer science fiction to fantasy a lot of the time, mainly because it feels more realistic, even if it's not. And I think also it's somehow the world building makes more sense. I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining that well. I also really love science fiction horror, and I really like science fiction that is kind of cozy. So that is what this stack is going to look like. I don't know if I'm going to read everything. No, let's be honest. I'm not going to read everything because this is a ridiculous TBR. But this is what is calling to me from my shelves. So I have A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. This is the second book in the Wayfarers series. I read the first book ages ago, loved it, have always meant to continue and just haven't. So I'm going to try to fix that. This is the one that I'm going to make a priority since I have read the first book. Like, I really should read the next book. I loved the first book because A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet felt very much to me like Firefly, which is one of my absolute favorite TV shows. And I love that it has the same vibe as that, in that you're following this group who is living in a ship traveling through space. They are maybe not the likeliest of companions, but they become this like found family, and I love that. It's very cozy. So that is what I'm hoping to get out of this. This is the least likely to get read, but I've had it for years, and it bugs me that I've never even picked it up. So I put it in my TBR, and that is Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. This is the first book in a space opera that is, I don't even know how many books long. I think I own the first 2 or 3, but I know there's more than that. It is a chunker, and it's somewhat intimidating, and I really don't even know much about it beyond that I've heard so many people rave about how good it is, and that it's a very popular series. But I don't really know what it's about besides that it's a space opera. And like, that's really all I need to know to be interested. Also, the buzzword cover prompt this month is transportation. And if I did decide to be brave and read this, it has a spaceship on the cover, so this would count to that prompt. I have In the Lives of Puppets by T.J. Klune. This is a favorite author, and his books are so cozy for me, and so like heartwarming and sweet. And this is about robots, so it would count as sci-fi. I think it probably veers more into fantasy territory based on his other books, but I'm going to count it because it's robots, so, you know, that's science fiction. So I don't really know what it's about besides robots. I think we're following a real boy in his wooden heart, no strings attached. Okay, I think this is like Pinocchio, but robots. Another one that is most likely to get read is Gideon the Ninth, by Tamsin Muir. Technically, this doesn't count towards this prompt because this is not my book. This is Sarah's book. But it is a book she's been hounding me to read forever. And I do have the audiobook. I got it on sale at Libro FM. If you haven't checked them out, you should. So I have the audio, which makes this more likely to be read. I don't know what this is exactly besides necromancers in space. I've heard it's very weird. I've heard it's very wacky. Sarah loved it, which tells me it is probably a super weird book. but it's definitely one that intrigues me. So I'm counting it, even though it's technically not my book, as reading my shelves because it is on a shelf in my house, so it counts. Least likely to get read, but still on my TBR, is Alien Echo by Mira Grant. I've had it forever. Really want to read it. I love the Alien franchise. It's one of my favorite horror movie series of all time. But there's no audiobook for this. It doesn't exist. I have to read it with my eyes. And while it is not very long, while the print is not teeny tiny, those are all working in its favor, but I just can't do, like, my brain will not focus. I don't know. Every time I've tried, it's been rough. So I really want to read it. I do, but I don't know. Plus the alien Earth TV show is coming out this month, so it's like the perfect time to pick this up. If I get brave, if I can focus, if I can make my brain do the thing, I'm gonna make this happen. And then another one that I'm just like, will this happen? Probably not, but I have it, so let's try. And that's The Long Earth by Terry Pratchett and Stephen Baxter. I bought the whole series. I have like all the books. I think there's 4. Because they were on sale at like a discount bookstore once. And I bought them all because it's Terry Pratchett and I love him. I have no idea what this is, like none at all. I've never read anything by Stephen Baxter. Don't know what I'm getting into. Don't know what it's about. Haven't read the synopsis. It's something to do with space travel, I think, because the series is like The Long Earth, The Long Mars. Like it's, oh my God, I just opened this up and I see 1916, the Western Front, and 2015 in Madison, Wisconsin. What? Dual timelines, and one of them is World War I. I'm so confused right now. I don't know what's happening, but I might, now I'm more interested. I don't know. Let's talk buzzword. I already mentioned the cover prompt, but I have 2 other options because I don't think I'm gonna do that one. You never know, but let's be honest with myself. Like, I don't want to make you guys believe that I'm gonna actually read that. I could, but honestly. So for transportation on the cover, I was struggling to find something because I clearly don't own that many books that have transportation on the cover, or if I do, I've already read them. So I have Deathless by Catherine M. Valente. This has not 1, but 2 forms of transportation. We have a car and we have horseback. So this is Russian mythology. It is an author I've read before. And I am intrigued by this concept. I think it's kind of like a Western, but also magical, fantastical, mythological. So like it sounds intriguing. I have enjoyed Catherine M. Valente in the past, so that is a strong possibility. But if I want something a little easier, I also have The Ark for Ride or Die by Delilah S. Dawson. This is middle grade horror, and there is a roller coaster on the cover, which I'm still not sure it counts. I feel like it should count as transportation, but it is a roller coaster, so like, is it the same idea? I don't know. But this is her first middle grade book. I've never read anything by this author, but I know that like people love their books. I have a friend who really enjoys this author, so like I feel like I should enjoy it, and it comes out this month, so I really needed to prioritize it. Then for the title, you're supposed to read a book with the word with in it, and I had a few options, but none of them were really screaming at me until I came across this one. Within These Wicked Walls by Lauren Blackwood is a gothic YA story, and it has the word with in it, which is what I needed. So I don't really know what this is, but I feel like I remember hearing once. So this is like a Jane Eyre retelling. So I have no idea what aspect of Jane Eyre is happening in this, but it's something along the same lines as that. So gonna make that happen. I have a few holdovers from my TBR last month that I'm like, I am going to read these if it freaking kills me. Truth Lies in the Questions in Between by L.M. Eliot. Oh my God. This had better be a 5-star read because I've had it in my TBR almost the entire year. I'm gonna read it. It's gonna count for my reproductive rights prompt in the Build Your Library Reading Challenge. So like I have to read this. I just need to make myself pick it up. Then I still have Big Bad by Lily Anderson. This is supposed to be in my vampire TBR pile, and I didn't get to it, and I was really sad that I didn't get to it because I really wanted to. So I'm going to try to make it happen. If you're a fan of the Buffy TV series, this is Buffy, but kind of like an alternate version of Buffy where we're following a bunch of the villains, and Buffy is the big bad. Which I am so intrigued. We have like Ripper Giles, we have the mayor, We have Andrew and Jonathan, I think, and we have Anya, like Demon Anya. I don't know. I am so intrigued. I want this to be great. I trust Lily Anderson with the material, so I'm hoping she does it justice. My channel members will be reading with me this month. We're doing our summer read for our seasonal read book club, and we voted and chose Something in the Walls by Daisy Pierce. I am really intrigued because I keep seeing Sadie Hartman, who I adore. She is Mother Horror and one of the curators for Nightworms, and she read this a while back and was raving about it. And so I've been like looking at it and staring at it on my shelf. This is gothic. I think it sounds kind of it says it's perfect for anyone who loves Midsummer and The Haunting of Hill House. Yes and yes. So I'm hoping that this is going to be really fun and really creepy and really like summery gothic vibes. So I hope you guys will get your copies and read along with me, and I'm going to be putting up a poll in the next week or so we can decide on what day we're going to meet to discuss. So stay tuned for that. And the last book I want to show you, I am working on the Build Your Library Self-Education World Cultures Part 2 unit right now. I have some other things that I'm going to be reading, but this is at the top of my pile, so I'll just show you this. I don't know what else. I have options, but this is the one I'm like the most intrigued by, and it is The Great Divide by Cristina Henriquez. This is about the building of the Panama Canal. I think we're following the different laborers working on the construction. And it says it's casting light on the unsung people who lived, loved, and labored there. So, I don't know, I've heard this book mentioned a handful of times, and every time I hear about it, I'm like, I need to read that. So, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to try to make this happen this month. Not me wrapping up without choosing my 5-star prediction. One of these days I'm gonna like be on top of it for real. Anyway, let's go ahead. I made a video at the beginning of the year with 12 5-star predictions, so I would read one a month, and we'll see which ones are accurate. So far it's been like 50-50, but I'm hoping, oh my god. Well, there you go. Oh my god, I forgot that was a 5-star prediction book. Good thing I pulled it then. Oh my goodness. So in the Lives of Puppets, I pulled in the Lives of Puppets as a 5-star prediction. I already have it in my TBR, so I guess that is serendipitous. So yeah, I'm definitely reading it. I guess that is a definite. That is happening this month. I will be reading in the Lives of Puppets. There you go. This TBR is getting wildly out of control, so I'm gonna stop here. But there are always, whoa, so many things that I want to read. I just never know what I'll actually have time for, because some months I am just like on fire and I can do all the things and I read so many books and I work on all the projects and I am just like on it. And then some months, like June and some of July, I am a zombie and I cannot do anything. So I'm hoping for a productive August with lots of great reading, lots of projects getting done, just like I want to be on top of the things. So let's manifest that. Let me know in the comments what you are excited to read in August. Let me know if you want me to prioritize anything, especially these sci-fi books. Like, tell me in the comments which ones you think I'm gonna love, so I can make sure I'm reading the right thing. I don't want to get bogged down. I don't want to get in a reading slump. So I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm hoping I read some great stuff. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Happy reading. Bye.